I made it. Hey, hello, my name is JoJo and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Y'all are really getting me in my most natural state right now. Y'all are getting comfy, cozy, 0 F's given JoJo today because I'm tired. I'm in my pajamas. I'm literally like, I have my blanket on my lap. Because I couldn't bother to do anything more than this today. I still wanted to record, but I just couldn't do it. So this is what you're getting. Hi there. Anywho, yeah. So from the time I'm recording this, classes have officially ended for me a few days ago, which means I'm done with my first year in my PhD program. I still am like not used to saying that out loud. I've said it out loud a few times now, and it still feels really surreal almost. I feel like I just started like a week ago, and I obviously am very aware that that was not the case, but it feels like since August, everything has gone by so slowly yet so fast at the same time, and I can't believe my first year is already over. Don't get me wrong, I'm very happy my first year is over. I know my body's happy about it because let me tell y'all are probably tired of me saying this. So literally the day after I submitted my last assignment, I got sick again. After I pressed submit on my final class assignment, it was like my body was like, okay, I can completely fall apart now. Never mind the fact that it had already been falling apart on me for weeks, for months, it had been falling apart on me. But it was like, oh, you're like done now? Cool, I can be done. I'm really over it. The first thing I can say is that this semester in particular, the first year as a whole, but this semester in particular, has single-handedly obliterated my immune system, and I just don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. Like I just don't know what I'm gonna do with myself at this point. I have been sick for the past few days. Y'all might even still be able to hear it in my voice. Like my voice was shot. So anyway, I've been rambling for way too long. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run through recap of this semester, update on summer plans. Let's do that. So first, classes. I don't know why I'm already forgetting what classes I took. CBT. So CBT class was interesting. I definitely feel like I learned a lot, but also not at the same time. I don't know if it was because of like the fact that I only saw my CBT client for 8 weeks, or if it was just the overall feeling of the semester, but I felt like that class was really rushed. I just felt like I didn't have enough time to fully grasp anything before I then had to implement it with my client. And I feel more, even though we literally didn't get our CBT clients until like halfway through the semester, I feel like I could have benefited from either more time in the class before I got my client, or more time with my client even after the class was over. Like I just feel like having a 1 semester class in addition to only having an 8-week client for that class was just not enough time for me to grasp the concepts fully before I had to implement them. I don't know, I mean, but overall I feel like I did learn quite a bit from the class, and I also learned quite a bit from my CBT supervisor that I was seeing. Like we got like CBT group supervisors specifically for the class and for the client. So I feel like I also really learned a lot from her, and that kind of supplemented the class in some ways. So I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe CBT is really just not my thing. I feel like after going through the class, I really do feel like in the future, and like as I continue to grow as a therapist, I really do feel like I'm going to end up being very integrative in the way I approach clients. I just don't feel like I will ever solely rely on CBT. It just doesn't feel, it feels too, for the type of clients that I have experienced so far, CBT just feels too cookie cutter simple for me. But I don't know, maybe that will change as I continue to experience different types of clients. I don't know. What else did I take? Diagnostic testing 2. So testing 2 was really fun. The Rorschach, learning the Rorschach was actually very kind of difficult. But it was so much fun. I actually really enjoy it. It is probably the only test that I have administered so far that I actually enjoy administering. But it is actually really difficult to like learn how to code it and score it and interpret it in a way that like makes sense. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but overall it was like a really fun test to learn. And I'm really glad that I know it now. But it was fun. It was a really fun class. So what else? Ethics. I took ethics. Ethics was ethics. It was really kind of like a cut and dry class. You learn about the ethics of psychology and what to do and what not to do and what's okay to do and what's not okay to do, and boundary crossing and laws and guidelines and regulations and governing bodies and pretty much all of the stuff that you need to know when it comes time to take your licensing exam. That is what you learn in ethics. But it was actually really informative. Some of the topics were really interesting, and I actually kind of enjoyed the class so much. I sound like such a nerd. I enjoyed ethics. But no, I actually kind of enjoyed the class so much that I applied to be a TA for the class in the fall, and so I will be TAing ethics in the fall, because I really enjoyed the class, and I think ethics in general, in relation to the kind of work and research that I intend on doing and that I'm currently doing, it's really important to my work. And so yeah, that was ethics. And then qualitative methods in psychology, which was my elective this semester. And I took qual methods primarily because, as y'all know, I was finishing up my master's thesis this semester, and my master's thesis has a qualitative component to it. And I really wanted to make sure that I was doing my due diligence in analyzing and like properly interpreting the data that I was collecting. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed qual methods. You know, I've been doing quant research and I always just never really liked it. I just felt like, you know, I've never really fully like been able to enjoy it the way some other people do. So just as I've been finishing up my thesis, I've been really recognizing how important qualitative research really is. And I like really enjoy it, and I am definitely going to continue. Like, I think I have finally found the type of research that makes me want to do research. And so I'm definitely gonna continue doing qual research. My dissertation will be a qualitative project. Actually, I'm actually kind of thinking mixed methods. My thesis is semi-mixed methods, but for my dissertation, anyway, why am I talking? I'm getting so off track. Point is, I like the qual methods class. I gotta reel it in. I was about to go on a really long tangent about my dissertation, and we are not here to talk about that. Another video. And then my other class that I always say is not really a class was practicum. And essentially we did case presentations this semester on the clients that we were seeing, and then we just kind of used it as like a second or third supervisory space. And so yeah, that was pretty much it for class. But backtracking for a second, because I did want to mention that I am pretty much just about done with my thesis. I am submitting. I just made up a new word. I am submitting my thesis manuscript to my 2 designated readers next week. And then I will be defending my thesis in 2 weeks. So exciting. This has been a long time coming. I have been working on my thesis since my 2nd year in the master's program, which at this point was 2 years ago. The pandemic literally just like derailed all of the original plans that I had for my thesis and just made it that much harder to get everything done. But I'm finally about to be done with it. And then after that, I'll be moving on to bigger and badder things, like my dissertation. My clients, y'all know I love talking about my clients. I don't really have clients to talk about, but because I'm done with all of my clients and I'm really sad. But yeah, I wrapped up with my CBT clients last week. It feels like so long ago already. I wrapped up with my CBT client last week. I adore my CBT client. I feel like, I honestly am waiting for the day that I meet or work with a client that I genuinely don't like. Like, it's gonna probably throw me all the way off, because so far, all of my clients have been amazing. What else? I don't even think I talked about this at all in any of my videos this semester, but for the testing class, we had a testing volunteer. I think I mentioned this last semester, but that testing volunteer carried over into this semester for the 2nd class. And so I was basically administering the test that I was learning in the class this semester to that same volunteer. And then we kind of have just like a general feedback session with the volunteer. Because they're a volunteer, we can't provide them with any like formal written report, but we can have a like feedback session with them where we basically just explain to them like what we learned through the tests that might be of interest to them if they ever want to like go get like a formal test battery done. So yeah, that went well. I did that. It was fun. And then my PM Plus client, I did have a PM Plus client this semester, or I do have a PM Plus client this semester, that I would have been wrapped up with by now, but we were having some scheduling issues for a couple of weeks. And so I still have a few more sessions left with my PM Plus client, and then I will be done with that. So those are all of my clients. I don't know, I keep saying that working with the clients is my favorite part, because it just is. Every time I wrap up with another client, I realize how true it is. Like, working with my clients is my favorite part of this program. Like, I love this work more and more every day, which is really reassuring to me, because it lets me know that I chose the right profession. After many years of second guessing myself and questioning whether or not I made the right choice, I realize more and more every day that I did, and that's very reassuring to me. So yeah, so summer plans. What am I going to do over the summer? Number 1, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep as much as I possibly can. I'm going to sleep until my body is sick of sleep. I am just so tired. This semester has worn me out. I am so tired, and all I want to do at every minute of every hour of every day is sleep. And so that is what I intend to do for the vast majority of my summer. I will be back in Florida with my family for the majority of the summer, which will give me plenty of time to sleep, hopefully. Number 2, I'm gonna start like catching up on a bunch of reading of literature, like research that I have been like saving to my computer but not reading because I don't have time. But yeah, I have like a bunch of articles downloaded and saved that I was like, oh, that looks interesting for my dissertation. Click. So now that I'm like almost wrapped up with my thesis, I'm gonna start reading through those articles, start formulating some ideas. I kind of know what I want to do for my dissertation, but really just using the summer to catch up on current research and kind of just start really solidifying my thoughts. So yeah, that's kind of in the works for over the summer. I am also taking a class this summer. I'm taking one class. It is a 0 credit class for like my degree requirement. Degree requirement. It is a requirement for like my degree. It's not an elective, basically. It's a required course, but it's a 0 credit course. And so I'm taking it over the summer to just kind of get it out of the way, because the less work I have to do in the fall and spring semesters, the better. I'm hoping that the fact that it's a 0 credit course means it's pretty cut, dry, straight to the point, not a lot of work. So yeah. And then not the last thing, but something else. Here I am saying that I want to sleep for the summer, and I'm continuing to ramble off a list of things that are not sleep that I plan to do over the summer. But yeah, I am also currently assisting on a research project in my lab that is kind of ongoing, that is going to continue over the summer. And so throughout the summer, I'll be doing work for that as well. For summer plans, I think that's it. That needs to be it. I shouldn't be adding anything else to my summer plans because I genuinely do need to rest. Like, I really didn't plan on going home for the summer. But after everything I went through this semester with just stress and my health, my mother literally demanded that I come home so that I could rest. So that is actually why I'm going home. I'm not going home by choice. I'm going home because my mother demanded it. And if you know, you know. So yeah, that I think is about it for what I intend to do over the summer, and just, enjoy my summer. But overall thoughts about the semester and about the year, it was really, really, really tough. Yeah, I started this channel because I wanted to be able to show people or give people kind of like a look into what a clinical psych PhD program is like. I'm not trying to deter anyone, but if you're even thinking about pursuing a clinical psych PhD, like, you gotta really want it. You have to really, really want it, because it is not easy. This first year kicked my ass. So if you're thinking about pursuing a clinical psych PhD, you gotta know that this is it. Like, you're committing to this and you're gonna do it and you're gonna see it through, because it is not for the faint of heart. It's really not. But like, if you decide to do it, you just got to make sure that you find a support system, a really strong support system. Find people who want to help you, and like, find little reminders for yourself along the way. Like, for me this year, this semester in particular, like, my reminder to keep going was acknowledging every time I saw my clients how good I felt after my sessions with my clients. Like, that is why I'm doing this. So you just gotta find those little things that keep you going, and you just gotta push through, because it is hard. It is so hard. And like, you are gonna question yourself, but you can't let that little voice in the back of your head convince you to stop. So yeah, I hope that me showing y'all kind of what my first year was like and telling y'all about it, I hope that that really did help you in some way if you are considering pursuing a clinical psych PhD. And I just hope that like I was able to give you some insight, even a little bit, about what to expect and what not to expect. I actually have a video that I'm gonna be doing soon. It's gonna be like a little story time about something that I did recently in relation to my program that is kind of unconventional, but I did it because I was not getting what I needed. But anyway, again, I really hope that y'all have been able to take something away from these videos. I'm not exactly sure how often I'll be uploading over the summer. I still haven't quite figured that out, but I do want to continue uploading over the summer because duh, why not? And I do have some video ideas, but I'm just not sure how often that will be. I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue over the summer doing like a weekly upload schedule. But either way, you will most likely still be seeing videos from me over the summer. And then when fall semester starts, I'll pick back up on my weekly uploads. So yeah. I don't know why I'm so awkward today. I'm like, I don't know if it's because I don't have makeup on or if like I'm just that tired, but I just feel like I don't know what I'm doing today. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm thinking. It's just what's happening in my brain is not translating to words out of my mouth. So I'm just gonna end the video. Yeah, thank you for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for sticking with me through this semester, through this year. If you've been watching since the very beginning, if you started watching at some point later on, thank you all for watching and joining me on my journey. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and click that little notification bell so you don't miss my next upload. And I'll see you in my next one. That's a wrap.